Home for the Horns. Guaranteed human.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns. 1300 The Zone.
Good morning, Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, Leander, H-Town, Pearland, Mo City, El Paso,
San Antonio, and Silsbee, Texas,
or wherever you may be listening. This is a middle-of-the-road Wednesday edition of the Morning Kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app. We are 24 days away from the start of the Texas football season as they will take on the Texas State Bobcats 2:30 right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. The question is the key to success for the Texas Longhorns discipline? We'll talk about it. Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman joins us at 7:34. Texas women's basketball SEC schedule is released, and their home opener will be a good one. Did the Cowboys have the edge in the joint scrimmage? And Joel Klatt has his thoughts on the Texas Longhorns. I am your host, Mike Hardball Hardge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and recognized as the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
And, of course, we got Eric and Ronald on the boards. And if you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. Also, if you want to voice your opinion, and it is important that you start paying attention to this. If you are listening on the iHeartRadio app, understand it's free, but there's a talkback feature that's there, and it's new and improved. We will be giving away gifts, specials, all kinds of things on this app. So make sure you stay locked in on that. But
invitations.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. So we are giving you an opportunity to use this to leave us a message. If it's good enough, you might hear it on air. If it's not, we will talk about you during the break and tell you how bad you sounded. No, I'm just playing. We don't do that.
Yeah.
Make sure you stay locked in at 8 a.m. Make sure you tuned in at 8 a.m. We got a special announcement that we are going to give you. It's an exciting time here at the radio station, especially for us. So make sure you stay locked in because there's a lot to pay attention to. All right, let's get into it. Texas football continues to be the talk around the nation. They continue to push the buttons and are looking to be one of the best teams in the land. There's different views on where they are. They've been preseason ranked from all the way to number 1 to number 7. You're in the top 10 in the preseason, so we'll see.
Joe Klatt don't count.
Joe Klatt
is anything past 4. We're not talking about it.
We're going to talk about it
because Joe
Klatt has some thoughts on the Horns, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But right now, one of the biggest things about this Texas Longhorn football team that we have discussed over and over again in the past is the fact that a lot of the plays that end up happening come back because they commit a lot of penalties. Texas has to avoid the penalties. They have to hold each other accountable. They have to do everything they possibly can do to backtrack on a lot of these penalties. And as you look, Texas committed 108 penalties last year in 13 games.
How does that? Where does that put them in the ranking for?
They ranked 132nd nationally out of 136 teams. That's not a good place to play.
That's not a good place.
And this team still ended up going 10-3. But there were some times that were crucial keys to putting up points that were taken off the board because of a false start, and you're behind the chains early. So now your play calling is kind of screwed up. You got to do different things. But you start to look at it. The Horns surrendered 906 yards of penalties. That's 69.7 yards per game. You cannot do that to have success. And Coach Sark was asked about this starting, about getting into these penalties.
Falls on all of us. We all take responsibility for that. And, it's one thing of, preaching and teaching what we want. It's one thing just to say we don't want penalties anymore, but I have to educate our team on how and why we're getting the penalties we got. And so yesterday we had a good, bad, and ugly session from the first 4 days. And a lot of that was talking about penalties and showing where our penalties were occurring and how we could reduce those penalties that we got and what that looks like. The second is on the coaches coaching the proper technique and the fundamentals to reduce those penalties. And then the third is on the players and being coachable and not making the same mistakes over and over again. And then it's all of our ability to do it in stressful situations, because when it's easy, it's easy. When it gets stressful, when it gets hard, when it's hot, when we're tired, when the crowd noise is blazing in DKR, can we still function and operate the way we want to? And so those are the things we're working on right now.
And one of the things, too, that you got to look at Indiana last year. Indiana was second nationally in penalties per game. Think about that. And they played for a national championship. They averaged 3.8 penalties per game, and that's 27.6 yards per game. Texas had 69.7 yards in penalties. In 2024, Ohio State, national champion, they ranked 16th in penalties, 4.5 per game and 40 yards in that stretch. In 2023, Michigan ranked third in penalties. They averaged 3 penalties a game. Think about that. 3. And they only gave up 27.5 yards per game. So in Georgia in 2022 and 2021, they were ranked 39th and 20th. Texas ranked 132nd. That was the 5th worst last year in penalties. So that is why that conversation continues to be about it. The last 5 national champions averaged 4.2 penalties and 37.1 yards in penalties.
That needs to be brought to the forefront. And a lot of that is focus.
For sure.
A lot of that is, not trust. You don't trust your talent.
Yep.
Your confidence is off. You're going to false start. Why? You know the play. You know the count. Focus on that. And when the ball snaps, go do the work.
Yep.
And the holding in the secondary, I don't think that the defensive penalties are going to be as prevalent this year. There was a couple of targeting fouls last season, which I didn't think was warranted, and some of them went away. But nonetheless, you got to monitor all these penalties.
Well, the key is the targeting is subjective. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The rest of that, holding, jumping off sides, false starts, those are things you can control. You can't control the targeting, so you can get away with some of that. But the pre-snap penalties, those are the things that are detrimental to the success of a good football team. Another thing that Sark talked about was player-led accountability. I mean, when players lead, teams seem to win. We talk about it all the time. When you can control the locker room, and VY back in the day and Casey Hampton before that, and the guys that truly ran the locker room, that's when you know that it doesn't always have to be the coach. And Coach Sark talked about a player-led team.
It's one of the better teams we've had, honestly. And again, I credit the guys that are returning in the program for embodying what we believe in. And I used the 3 guys that were at media days, Arch, Colin, and Trevor. And there's just a few: Connor Robertson, Jelani McDonald, Derek Williams, a bunch of these guys. They have to embody it first because they have to serve as a living example for the new guys coming in. But I give a lot of credit, A, to the transfers for their buy-in immediately, and then B, to our freshmen to say, I want to be like those guys. I'm going to do as they do. And that's a great way the first way to lead is your actions need to portray what your words are. And we say it all the time, don't let your actions betray your words. The worst leader is the one that says do something and then does the opposite. And so I think our leaders right now are not letting their actions betray their words of the way they conduct themselves, the way they go about their business and practice. the way they carry themselves off the field. I think they set a great example for our younger players and our new faces. And then, when they feel comfortable enough to check a player for who's not doing it right, they've earned that respect and they've earned that right to say that at that moment. And then it's that player B's responsibility then to fall in line.
Hardge, in our industry, the term is perception is reality. How you see it, how you interpret it is real. And that's what these guys got to realize. Like, we're seeing one thing and you're saying another. Like, where do we cross the line?
Right.
And what do we have to do? Do you need somebody to remind you? We need fail safes. Like, sometimes there's some people that you just got to micromanage.
Exactly. And that's the difference, right? Like, as he said, kind of like what we talked about yesterday, if a certain person who is talented is leading you, you might want to follow what he's doing to make yourself that much better. If he's at the gym at 6 o'clock and y'all don't have to be exactly be ready to work, because the success is going to follow when you put in the work. What do we always say? The best work is done when nobody's looking. Watching. So make sure you go out there, focus, stay locked in, and get things done. We're just getting started on a middle of the road Wednesday, hump day, all kinds of things. New school day. Everybody's going to school. Be careful out there. Kids are back. There's a lot of traffic.
Slow.
Be safe out there. When we come back, we're going to continue the conversations. There was something else that Coach touched on that we need to follow up on. We got Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman at 7:34. New QB in Minnesota and so much more. All right here on AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
It's almost time for kickoff. Brought to you by Bud Light.
Breaks a tackle, 30, turns down the sidelines. Say goodnight to this one. Touchdown, Texas.
Listen to every play, every touchdown, every win on 1300 The Zone.
Fires for the end zone. It's intercepted. Kicked off. This ballgame is over.
Today's countdown is
24 days.
Presented by Bud Light all season long on the free iHeartRadio app.
From the Lorenz and Lorenz Traffic Center.
There's reports of a crash going southbound on I-35 at Parmer, causing a 5-minute backup from Howard Lane. On the opposite side of I-35 northbound, you're stop and go from the 45 Southeast toll up to William Cannon Drive. And you're seeing slowdowns over in Manor as well on 290 westbound from FM 1100 to FM 973. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at progressive.com or call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Remember when everyone was creating those LeBron tribute songs? Now it's your time to shine. Create your own with Smile Tunes. Honor your favorite player, team, or your Little League star with a custom song from Smile Tunes. Visit SmileTunes.com and create your own anthem today.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Granger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
You don't pay for iHeartRadio. Our advertisers do. That's why it's always been and always will be 100% free. Radio, music, podcasts. Download the iHeartRadio app now.
Hi, thanks for calling Uline.
Wait, did the phone even ring?
Nope.
Okay, so you answered before the ring. But now you're going to put me on hold, right?
We don't do that here. We're real people answering the phone, ready to help with your order when you are.
Uline has thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline, we warehouse for you.
Help your kid excel in math and love it at brilliant.org.
Back to school is almost here. With iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher, your business can support local educators, connect with families, and be part of a message your next customers already care about. Get your business into the back to school conversation today. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com.
Hop in a John Deere Gator XUV for a day's work. Let's see what's on the to-do list. There goes the tree. And the fence. Not a problem. Because you've got a cargo box filled with solutions. Up to 4,000 pounds of towing capacity. And you're ready to roll.
The power's out!
Here we go again. The Gator XUV. Built for every kind of workday. Learn more at johndeere.com/Gator XUV. Nothing runs like a Deere.
It's a sale. Right now, any service needed for your vehicle is on sale at Leaf Johnson Ford on Airport and Koenig in Austin. And we're wide open. Tires, brakes, oil changes for only $39.99 with synthetic blend oil, tire rotations, alignments, you name it. And Leaf Johnson Ford in Austin has it on sale. Can't come see us? We'll come see you with our mobile van, or we'll come pick it up and bring it back to you. Go to leafjohnson.com and schedule your service, or come see us. Leaf Johnson Ford, Airport in Koenig.
Texas football plays here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app. We are 24 days away from the start of the Texas football season, and Coach Sark continues to get these guys ready for camp. They're going to have their first scrimmage this weekend, and we're all excited about it because then we get to truly know that this team is getting closer and closer to the start of the regular season. 24 days is not that far away, and there's a lot to get taken care of.
24, Hardge. Like, who's your 24?
I mean, there's a lot of good players that were at the University of Texas that wore the number 24. One of them, Tom Landry, Jonathan Brooks most recently, Warren Roberson wears it right now, Greg Brown. I mean, there's a lot of good players that wore number 24. Joe Bergeron, a lot of people forget about how good he was when he was on the football field. I mean, there's a lot of
Tom
good
Landry,
players.
though, that's historic, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's before the hat, but still, nonetheless.
Yep. And so
you may have to just stop right there.
You can. There's a lot of talented guys that wore that number. So interesting times for sure. And as I said, 24 days, that'll be here before you know it. We are your home of the Texas Longhorns, so you can hear all the action right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. And, of course, all the game action with the voice of the Texas Longhorns, one Craig Way. But a conversation that was being had that we need to touch on, and Sark brought it up. He talked about the turnovers, the possessions, being able to keep the football. And Texas is one of those teams that you look at and you say, all right, where did they rank in the turnover margin? And we talked about the penalties. The penalties, they were terrible. And fifth worst team in the country.
The fifth worst.
132. So then you start looking at the national champions in turnover margin. Last year, Indiana, the national champion, they were first in turnover margin. They had 30 takeaways and 8 giveaways, so they were plus 22. Ohio State was plus 3. Michigan, when they won the national title, they ranked number 1, and they were plus 19. Georgia was the 62nd ranked team in 2022. In 2021, they were the 40th. And so you start looking at it, it varies in range. Texas last year was the number 4 ranked team in the land. They had 23 takeaways. They were plus 14 in the takeaway margin. But still, you're looking at some of those numbers and you're like, okay, the penalties and the turnovers.
Is that the Signetti effect? Is that a coaching trait where you say, listen, man, we don't false start. We don't hold.
It can be, but they were old. That's an old football team. That was an experienced football team. They played a lot of football before they got to Kurt. And then obviously he knows what type of player he's looking for in that situation. But I want you to hear from Coach Sark, as he was very emphatic when it comes to making sure that the people don't forget, we talk about the penalties, but those turnovers are just as important.
I don't know if it's not
drills or anything like that.
No, I mean, we always tweak things as we go. As always, the ball is critical to me this time of year, because everybody's fighting for more yards, and I can show you I can, but we got to take care of the ball. And then I'm harping on the defense because I just know the value of the ball in game. Like when you can create multiple turnovers in a game, that's huge for us. And so our defense is attacking the ball. We got to make sure we're taking care of that ball because it is the number one stat as it pertains to winning and losing. I know we want to talk about penalties and explosive plays. The turnover margin is the number one stat that equates to winning and losing football games. And so I go back to that every year because it is so important to our success, and this year's been no different.
Texas was one of the best teams in America at taking the possessions away from them and protecting the football. But then you look at where they were on the other side of it, it poses the question, which is a more telling stat about being a championship team? We talk about the Cowboys and the offense that they had, how they were the top 2, top 3 offensive team in the NFL last year, but they were historically the worst defensive team. So how do you find that balance of being a team that is very explosive, do good things, have great turnover margin, but you overcome those penalties to try to be middle of the road, maybe? Or do you have to be near the top to be championship
quality? I was
just
thinking. Middle of the road in defensive takeaways and turnovers, and middle of the road in mistakes made. Because if you go up, if Texas is 100, if Texas is 90 in turnovers rather than 130,
that's penalties 132
in the penalty department.
Yeah,
and if they're half of that,
right,
they don't lose 3 games. Just in that. Right. So now if you can have your defense take the ball away,
which they did, they were number 4, they were very elite.
And the offense capitalizing on it, which they did. And I mean, the first part of the season they did not, but as the last 7 games, spoke volumes.
Right.
So like they did it at the end of the season. It just was a little too late.
Yeah. And two, you look at this football team as a whole, and again, it's kind of like the conversation we had yesterday when we were talking about talent. Okay, talent is awesome.
Yep.
But if it's undisciplined talent, which false starts, jumping and not being in the right spot and doing the things that you need to do.
All right, Reverend.
You have to be able to lock in and know that there are consequences. And Coach Sark talked about this too. How do you fix that? Everybody get on the line. Everybody start running. Everybody has to take accountability.
We're going to group punish.
Yes. Mike, you jumped off sides. but that costs your team 5 yards. So everybody on the line, some gassers. So what's going to happen now? Mark's coming to me as a big lineman and saying, listen, man, I'm not finna be doing all this running because you can't hold your water. So you're holding the players accountable. Going back to the player-led accountability. There's so much that Texas is giving to this football team or trying to make them understand. They dangling that carrot out there. It's out there. People are looking at you. As I said, from 1 to 7 to 10, wherever you're ranked, it don't matter in the beginning. But you obviously are on the front temple of a lot of people because this is probably this is your best option. This is your best chance. I thought it was 2 years ago. When Quinn was here and they were playing Washington. Michael Penix had the game of his life.
He did.
Michael Penix could not miss. Roma Dunze all over the place. He was locked in. Very next week, didn't do it. If Texas could have won that football game, we'd be having another conversation about can they get back there. Now we're at the point where it's year 6. We talked about the coaches that won national championships last week, talking about Kirby Smart and Ryan Day. Elite coaches that were not Kirby, but Ryan Day. People were trying to run Ryan Day out of Ohio State.
They sure was.
And then he goes and wins a national championship, and now he's a totally different guy. He's a made man. But now you start to look at what Coach Sark has. Yes, there will be another team that comes through Texas that is going to be talented. But at this particular point, this is his most talented football team.
Deepest, too.
And they're developing that depth to be able to handle that schedule, which is not an easy schedule. I don't care how people want to look at it. Texas has a tough schedule, and On3 came out with their rankings, their top 25 rankings. Texas plays 7 of those teams. 7 of them.
It's wild.
Yes. So it will be an interesting go. We'll talk to our guy, Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman, and get his thoughts on what he's heard so far and what he's anticipating or wanting to hear after this weekend's scrimmage when we get a chance to talk to Coach Sark. Danny Davis of the Statesman joins us next, right here on the middle of the road Wednesday edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
From the Lorenz and Lorenz Traffic Center.
There's reports of a crash going southbound on I-35 at Parmer, causing a 5-minute backup from Howard Lane. On the opposite side of I-35 northbound, you're stop and go from the 45 Southeast toll up to William Cannon Drive. And you're seeing slowdowns over in Manor as well on 290 westbound from FM 1100 to FM 973. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at progressive.com or call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
Whether your oldest is heading off to college or you're finally adding that dream pool to the backyard, a home equity line from ATFCU can help make it happen. Your home equity is the difference between your home's value and what you still owe, and you can borrow against it without disrupting your current mortgage loan. Enjoy quick approvals, flexible terms up to 30 years, and no closing costs on loans under $250,000. Apply online at atfcu.org. Other terms and conditions apply. ATFCU is an equal opportunity lender. NMLS number 422857. Federally insured by NCUA.
Back to school starts now. Get long-lasting battery life on the Dell XPS laptop powered by Series 3 Intel Core so you can work from anywhere. Now starting at $699 with exclusive student pricing starting at $599. Complete your setup with savings on select monitors and must-have electronics and accessories. Limited time deals and free shipping on PCs and more await you at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
The comfiest shoes ever just hit Austin. Visit Hey Dude South Congress and see the best that Hey Dude has to offer. Whether it's live music, special deals, or the latest launch, we've got a lot in store. That's Hey Dude at 1708 South Congress. See y'all there.
Hello,
Hello, Austin. Marcus Kajawa here, bringing you a bank-owned Hill Country land liquidation. On Saturday, August 22nd, one of the Hill Country's finest high-fence historic ranches will be liquidated in tracts ranging from 5 to 20 acres. Come out and buy 5 acres with beautiful views for only $59,000. How about a ready-to-use cabin with a workshop on 11 acres for only $199,000? Properties include high elevation, million-dollar views, massive hardwoods, miles of creek, abundant wildlife, electric, and fiber optic internet, all with owner-to-owner financing. All properties will be liquidated. Call us now, 800-684-4611. That's 800-684-4611. If the line's busy, keep calling. 800-684-4611. That's 800-684-4611.
Hop in a John Deere Gator XUV for a day's work. Let's see what's on the to-do list. There goes the tree. And the fence. Not a problem. Because you've got a cargo box filled with solutions. Up to 4,000 pounds of towing capacity. And you're ready to roll.
The power's out!
Here we go again. The Gator XUV, built for every kind of workday. Learn more at johndeere.com/Gator XUV. Nothing runs like a deer.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The first full weekend of the NFL preseason kicks off tomorrow night with 6 games. The Steelers host the Packers in one of them. The Steelers are undecided on whether veteran QB Aaron Rodgers will take any snaps. In Minnesota, Kyler Murray will be taking the first snaps of the season for the Vikings. Coach Kevin O'Connell announcing Murray has won the starting job over J.J. McCarthy. And the Bears to be without safety Kobe Bryant for most of the season and was 4 to 6 months after knee surgery. I'm Matt McCoy.
This is Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Buyers Barricades.
For traffic control rentals, sales, and 24-hour service, trust Buyers Barricades. From roadway safety to special event traffic planning, they've got Texas covered. Visit buyersbarricades.com and keep Texas roads safe. That's buyersbarricades.com. Visit the site today.
Training camp is open. The countdown to kickoff is on.
And it's time to get in the game.
iHeartRadio is the official home of the NFL Podcast Network.
We're obviously incredibly excited if you just want to talk about defense.
Get the insight before it's a headline with NFL Daily with Greg Rosenthal.
Thank you to Sean McVay.
Chasing the fantasy title, the Late Round Fantasy Football Podcast helps you draft like a genius.
And hopefully it helps you guys out the most.
This
is what football sounds like.
Download the iHeartRadio app, search NFL, and press play.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Horns.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Make sure you stay locked in with us. At the top of the hour, we got some announcement that we want to make, and we're pretty excited about that as well. But always, it's Wednesday. It's a hump day edition, the middle of the road edition of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio. And always, we are pleased to be joined by Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman. You can follow him at _Danny Davis. Danny, as we're getting closer and closer, 24 days away from the start of the season, which you can hear all the action right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. As we continue to talk to the coaches, talk to the coach, Sark, and a few of the players, it seems like part of the conversation is going back to the penalties and the leadership. I gave Mark the numbers. Texas 132nd out of 136 FBS teams. They've got to clean that up if they want to continue to be successful. What were your thoughts when you heard Coach Sark talk about that on our availability?
I mean, it's not like this was a surprise last season. It's not like we didn't know that penalties were an issue last season. It wasn't like Texas didn't try to address those penalties. They just weren't able to for whatever reason. So we'll see this season if some of the new faces leads to some fewer penalties. Obviously, there's going to be some turnover in some key positions. We'll see if that helps. But it's not like we showed up on last Wednesday and the first person to ask that question, Steve, was all of a sudden aghast by that suggestion, and that was breaking news. I mean, this is an issue that we've known about for over a year at this point. So we'll see if Texas found ways to address those issues. But I mean, penalties are going to happen. It's football. Some penalties get called, some don't. But we'll see if they just get called at as big of numbers as they were last season.
Danny, a lot of times, you have these penalties that just happen. What is the protocol that you think best served to try to rectify the situation?
I mean, if I knew that answer, I'd be on Steve's coaching staff and not.
You'll be an analyst. You'll be an analyst.
More money than I do right now, but Steve has suggested group punishment and it's running or whatever they do back in the day. I mean, I'm sure Tom Herman would have been serving burnt hot dogs or whatever that nonsense was from a few years back. But I mean, you try to address it in film, you try to address it through extra conditioning at practice, and you see if it works. Once again, penalties are going to happen. What's the old phrase? Like, there's holding on every single play. It's just a matter of whether or not the zebras pull for that flag or not. So I guess it's a matter of trying to figure out ways to get away with things and just not doing it so blatantly.
Yeah, we're talking to Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman. You can follow him at _Danny Davis. As Sark continues to talk, and some of the players as well, we'll get a chance to talk to the players tomorrow. But as you continue to listen, who are some of the names that continue to pop out for you that might be raising their stock here on the 40 acres?
I think Rasheem Biles was Rasheem Biles was popular with Steve on earlier this week. They called him a problem, and I think people want to hear that for your highly regarded pit transfer. I think Justice Terry was a big name last week, and Ridley Brown. People are talking a lot about Band-Aid and Hollywood and our the new nicknamed backfield over there at Texas. So some of those guys have been popping up, and a lot of the times the questions these players talk about are the people we ask about, and so we're obviously very curious about some of these newcomers and some of the young guys that are coming up and kind of seeing the impression they're making on their teammates. But those are the names, and obviously now that Cole Hudson's back in the frame, I'm sure we're going to be asking a lot of questions about him coming back too. So those are the names that kind of stuck out to me last week.
Danny, that was my next question to you. Like, what is your thoughts on Cole coming back, and what role will he play now that he has come back?
I mean, I think this was a lot of ado about what could be nothing. A lot of storylines and hype and stuff like that for someone who was an okay player here at Texas who, let's face it, couldn't make it professionally. I mean, at the end of the day, if Cole Hudson could have made an NFL camp, he'd be in an NFL camp. That just wasn't in the cards for him, and he's back here. This is a position that Texas spent its entire offseason trying to replace because they didn't think they were going to have Cole. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if some of these new guys that they brought in. I think he's probably going to be the left guard. I think they've moved on in center with Connor Robertson coming back, but we'll see if one of these, if he can beat out one of these left guards. I think that's kind of an indictment. If Cole, who wasn't here during spring, comes back and earns his starting job back, that means that they weren't able to fill that spot with some of those guys that they tried to recruit to fill the left guard spot. But experience is depth is depth. I mean, I don't think Texas is going to turn that away, but I also don't think this is going to be the key to a national championship either.
Yeah, that was my thought too, and I didn't want to say it, but I'm glad you voiced your opinion on that situation.
I don't have to come back tomorrow, so no changes I have to say.
I do want to ask you this, because one of the names that continues to be talked about is Justin Cryer. Justin Cryer was a name that Coach Sark talked about during our availability on Monday, and one of the things that he did say is this guy is like a pro's pro. So when you start listening to that and you talk about Rasheem Biles and you see what he's been able to do, Cryer coming in from Florida State, those are some players that have got a lot of experience that are going to help try to fill some voids, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, this linebacker room was a room that there was questions about with Anthony going to the NFL and Leonga transferring to Colorado. That's your 2 starters. So whatever the math is, 26 starts that they're missing, and Bo Barnes went on to Kentucky. So, the thing about transfers is, especially with the new coaching staff coming in, I mean, those guys were specifically recruited to come into the system. I mean, these guys Will Muschamp wanted. We know what Will Muschamp does with linebackers, so obviously that was a priority for him. And both Justin, who some cute pictures of him floating around online yesterday of him as a young Longhorn fan at the stadium. So that was kind of a cool full circle moment. But obviously him and Rasheem, those were 2 linebackers that Will Muschamp wanted for this defense, and we'll see what happens this fall. But once again, experience is experience, depth is depth. I don't think you can turn away talent like that.
We're going to leave you with this. Texas talked about the scrimmage coming up this weekend. As we talked to Coach Sark after the scrimmage, what is something that you're expecting to hear or hope to hear that gives you a good thought about this Texas football team?
I think as you kind of just go further and further, I mean, it's still pretty early in fall camp, but you just kind of want to start to define roles a little bit more and kind of start to get a better feel. I mean, we know Cam Coleman's going to be one of your starting receivers. We know that, obviously Arch is going to be QB1, but what does the QBs look like behind Arch? What are some of those receiver rotations going to look like behind Ryan Wingo and Cam Coleman? Is there any definition in the running back pecking order? Because you have 6 guys who think that they should be getting some playing time. What kind of pecking order is established in the backfield? And obviously on defense, I mean, you have some rotations that need to get figured out. I don't think we're going to figure out the offensive line yet. That may be later in camp, but let's see if we can start to get some more defined roles on the depth chart.
There he is, our guy Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman.
Hey, and I do want to say, when Hard shots on my Twitter handle, I know what the special announcement is, so come hit me up. Bribe me. I'll give you all a sneak peek.
Hey, and the other thing is, aren't you shocked today that your boy didn't ask you that $1 million question today?
Well, I figure Mark is I don't want him to hurt me, so I didn't.
No, Danny, I'm gonna go on and say it, man. Like,
she's back there. They signed her back. She's going to develop over there. We'll see what happens.
Okay,
Rory's going to be fun.
Well, that's news to me because I cried. I'm just gonna say
it's okay. It is okay for men, no matter how big they are, to cry, let their emotions out.
Thank you, Danny.
It's fine. Rory will be fine though. Don't worry about old number 3.
I'm finna punch hard. Like I just can't take this no more.
Well, you need to go punch the Washington coaches. Who do you need to punch?
Yeah, there you go. Go punch the Washington coach. Don't be trying to beat me up. It's not about that. As always, Danny, we appreciate you, man. And make sure you follow him at _Danny Davis, and he's not going to give you the information.
I will for $10.
Peace. There he goes, Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman. Austin American-Statesman. He does great work, and always a good time when we get a chance to chop it up with him. Coming up next, news in the NFL. Minnesota has their quarterback, but I got a question about one quarterback in that division. Are we not talking about him enough? We'll discuss right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Craig Way has seen it all.
Rashee Rice, who has had his share of issues. Now people say, wait a minute, dude's getting 30 days in jail for smoking pot? Well, when you're in violation of the terms of your probation, blazing a fatty is going to get you jailed. Hooting a spliff is going to get you behind bars.
Hooting a spliff?
Yeah.
Where'd that start?
And check it with the kids, okay? They'll tell you. That's an OG term.
Hang out with Craig on AM 1300 The Zone. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m.
From the Lawrence and Lawrence Traffic Center.
There's delays on Highway 71 heading eastbound due to a crash at Pedernales Summit Parkway. On I-35 northbound, your stop and go from the 45 Southeast toll up to William Cannon Drive, causing about a 10-minute add to your commute, and 15 minutes tacked onto the drive on 290 westbound from FM 1100 to FM 973. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by USPS Ground Advantage. We mean business.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast.
Pump up the volume.
When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Visit USPS.com/ground advantage to learn more.
Ice Cube's Big Three season is heating up, and it all comes down to this. The Big Three playoffs are coming to Dallas, Texas. The 4 best teams in the Big Three battle it out for a spot in the championship. The action starts with the legendary Big Three Celebrity Game. 3 games of the most physical, competitive, and nonstop 3-on-3 action. The game played the way you love. Watch live Saturday on CBS at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, and catch replays Monday on BET. Presented by iHeart.
Yay!
Hey, Kins. Yes, Bella? Do you know why I like Fridays? Tell me. Because it's Blackout Fridays at Round Rock's #1 sports bar, Rowdy Cowboy. I get to wear my sexiest black lingerie. And Rowdy has its famous $19.99 ribeye special. And I get to wear my sexiest black lingerie. And we have ice cold beer, craft cocktails, and a Texas-sized menu. And I get to wear my sexiest black lingerie. And you can watch all your favorite sports on our 69 big screen TVs. And I know, Bella. We all get to wear our sexiest black lingerie. So saddle up and head to Rowdy Cowboy off I-35 in Round Rock. Let's get rowdy.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sprained wrist, ankle twist, broken thumb, can't make a fist, busted knee, surgery, that patch of ice you didn't see.
Where pain starts, Jernavix suzetrigine begins. Jernavix is a non-opioid 50 milligram prescription tablet for adults with moderate to severe acute pain that reduces pain signals before they reach the brain.
Tendon tear, nose repair, tripping on that broken stair, dislocation, operation, moped crash while on vacation.
Do not take Jernavix with CYP3A inhibitors. Avoid use with grapefruit or liver problems as these may increase side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medicines if you are pregnant or breastfeeding. Jernavix may make certain medicines and birth control less effective. Side effects include itching, muscle spasms, rash, and elevated muscle enzymes.
Joint displacement, knee replacement, fell on marbles in the basement, ladder slip, broken hip, that rock climb where you lost your grip.
To learn more about Jernavix, ask your doctor. Call 1-833-589-PAIN or visit Jernavix.com.
Skechers elite athlete OG Anunoby has been making history on the basketball court.
Anunoby tips it in. Unbelievable. What a shot.
He's been balling out in Skechers high-performance basketball sneakers, and the world is noticed. But how does OG train off the court to keep in peak physical condition? Hands-free Skechers Slip-ins Aeroburst. They help prepare OG for the physical demands of playing at a championship level. Get your pair of Aeroburst for only $165 at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever high-performance running shoes are sold.
I'm not exactly great with apologies. After our last argument, I tried saying I'm sorry about 10 different ways, and none of them worked. So I went to Smile Tunes instead. I turned our story into a soulful love song that admitted she was right. Mostly. By the second chorus, she was laughing. By the end of the song, we were ordering takeout together. Turns out a custom song says what I couldn't. Visit smiletunes.com and create a personalized song that gets you out of the doghouse in style.
This is KVET AM Austin, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, an iHeart radio station, and your home for the horns. Guaranteed human.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free original stations waiting for you to explore right now, like Southern Rock Ride. The greatest Southern rock hits from the 70s and 80s. Skinner, 38 Special, Allman Brothers, and more. Open the free iHeartRadio app, search Southern Rock Ride, and listen now. Free never sounded so good.
Phones, laptops, cars, smart speakers, even on your TV. All devices, all the time. We are everywhere you are. 1300 The Zone.
Great stuff from our guy, Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman. You can follow him at _Danny Davis. He's with us every Wednesday throughout the summer, the season, whatever's going on. Danny's there because he covers so much. Not only does he do Texas football. He does Texas baseball, and he does Texas women's basketball. And we'll get into Texas women's basketball a little bit later as their schedule came out. News came out in the NFL in the NFC North. Kyler Murray was named the starting quarterback. Shocker. We all talked about that coming into the season and thought that Kyler was going to be named the starter. It was just something about J.J. McCarthy.
What does that mean for him? What does that mean for J.J. McCarthy?
He's going to end up going to, I was going to say San Diego, but L.A. and be a backup quarterback because that's where Hardball is, and that's Hardball's guy, and he believed in him from the very beginning. He's kind of like Eric, just believes that he's getting a raw deal and should be the starting quarterback. He'll eventually get a chance to speak on that. But here's Kyler Murray yesterday talking about being named the starter.
Feels good. Obviously, any competitor, you play this game, you want a chance to lead the guys on Sunday, and have opportunity to go win. So I take this, this job with great pride. It's been a lot of great quarterback play here in the past, and I just hope to continue to carry that tradition on. The process was great. Full transparency from KO to me, to JJ, to everybody in the room. The competition was what it was, and it's everything I expected it to be. I didn't expect to be handed the job or anything like that. I just expected to come here and compete, and I'm very appreciative of how it was handled.
Congratulations to Kyler Murray. I think this is going to be one of those stories of going there. I think it has a chance to be a Sam Darnold type of resurrection.
I do too. I 100% feel that way, Hardge. And this is, I think, his last opportunity because he went in the last 2 years and they talked about this ad nauseum in Phoenix, that he was not a good studier.
Yep.
That he kind of tend to leave the facility and football didn't exist to him.
Yep.
And now football is everything. Somebody like him who's won every level of his life, from Pop Warner to middle school to high school to college, he's just been a winner.
Yep.
And now he's got to do the same thing in the pros.
Do you think he's on the same trek as Baker Mayfield, somebody that was a number one pick, kind of got wore out his welcome where he was, had to bounce around? I think he's better because he didn't have to do what Baker had to do.
Right. And he realizes that was the thing, and that he don't want it to happen to him, which could happen. And I mean, the one thing that I was bringing up earlier in the break was Justin Jefferson has never had a running quarterback where they have what they call a scramble drill.
Yeah.
When you roll out one way, they know where to go. Justin Jefferson has never had to do that. So there's going to be some points where the coverage breaks down by accident.
Yeah.
And he throws to a spot, and then you're going to be out there one-on-one with Justin Jefferson. What you think going to happen?
Win.
Bye.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be good. And
Kyler has he has the arm strength to be able to do that.
He does.
Yeah.
And I mean, you got Addison on the other side.
Yeah. Hawkinson at tight end. You got Aaron Jones Senior at running back. You've got playmakers.
He's got weapons.
Yeah, he's got some people that can do some things. The other part of this is in the NFC North, you're still dealing with the Chicago Bears. And one of the biggest things for me is I know he's on the cover of Madden, and I'm talking about quarterback Caleb Williams. I know he's lost a lot of weight. He has changed his body. Can he be even better than what he was last year?
11 pounds I wouldn't consider a lot.
13 pounds. 13
pounds.
Yeah,
13 now?
He's at 13 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's slim and can
you
be able
start
to
getting
move.
around 15 pounds, that's a lot of weight to lose.
Yeah.
But he wants to be faster, he said.
Yep. And he is.
And
he was the fastest quarterback in the NFL last year. So how much more faster do you want to be? You were able, my question is
planning on running more?
Well, that was the question. And the other question is he going to still be able to shake off some of those tackles that he was able to get out of because of the weight that he had?
There you go. Because
he's a special athlete. I mean, a Heisman Trophy winner, number one overall pick, he's talented and he makes it look easy. Like, he'll flip the ball down the field 70 yards, and he didn't even wind up to throw it.
Right.
He's that talented. And I'm wondering if we're not talking enough about him. Is he going to be one of those guys that will be in the MVP conversation by the time? Because Ben Johnson already lets you know that we're attack mode all the time. He was outstanding last year. And if you go back and look at his numbers over his first couple seasons, he has done really, really good. They were just bad before Ben Johnson got there, but it wasn't his fault. He didn't have anybody working with him the first year.
Yeah.
Or first 2 years. Now he has a guy that is invested in his quarterback. And he may be another guy.
Showed him how to review film.
He may be a guy that gets paid a lot of money when his contract is coming up.
$100 million.
Ooh, Caleb
Guaranteed.
Williams. That's why I'm saying, are we not talking enough about that dynamic quarterback in Chicago? Hour number 1 is in the books. Stick around, folks. We got a special announcement for you right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on that iHeartRadio app.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and nearly 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. Left untreated, these veins can cause tired, heavy legs, swelling, burning, cramping, aching, even restless leg syndrome. In some cases, it can lead to serious health risks like blood clots. USA Vein Clinics offers minimally invasive treatments that take as little as 15 minutes, covered by most insurances. Call 512-546-3415 and schedule your appointment today. Don't wait. Call 512-546-3415 for free information today. Imagine walking, exercising, and sleeping peacefully again. Varicose and spider veins won't go away on their own. USA Vein Clinics can help. Call 512-546-3415 for fast, easy, and affordable solutions. USA Vein Clinic treatments are covered by most insurance plans. Don't put this off any longer. Call 512-546-3415.
For over 30 years, CertaPro Painters has been part of countless memories. Every wall tells a story, and we've been proud to help write them. We are more than just your local painters, with care, craftsmanship, and certainty. From the first brushstroke to the final smile, our promise is simple. Your home beautifully painted and worry-free. CertaPro Painters, that's painting happy. Get started today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
Like guns, Silencer Shop's throwing a grand opening party at our new showroom Saturday, August 15th, 1 to 5 p.m. in Leander. Food, drinks, giveaways, and free merch. Come hang out and make your guns more fun at Silencer Shop in Leander.
When it comes to family law, a lot has changed in recent years, so assumptions can be costly. If you see or sense a change coming in your family life that could have legal implications, it's important to know where you stand. What are your rights and responsibilities? Getting good legal advice early is never a bad idea. I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. If you or anyone you know is facing a family law issue, start with a consultation. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Austin, San Antonio, and St. Louis.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Some apps say they're free, then come the fees. Not the iHeart app. It's 100% free. No required subscriptions to access the best live radio stations, free playlists, podcasts, and more. Download the free iHeart app today.
iHeartRadio. Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You accidentally cut your daughter's bangs unevenly. Do you A, line things up a centimeter from her hairline?
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
No. Sweatbands are so hot right now. Everyone's wearing them. Like that basketball player and that other basketball player.
B, get spiritual.
Mom, where did all the mirrors go?
A reflection could never capture our true selves.
Huh?
Beauty is within.
C, look on the bright side.
Less time blow drying, more time texting.
Or D, show empathy.
Mom, you really don't have
Ta-da! Twinsies!
I kind of love it. As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org/OH. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is KVET AM Austin, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, an iHeart radio station, and your home for the Horns. Guaranteed human.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns. 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeart Radio app. In hour number 1, we had a lot of conversation about Texas football, and is this the year where the discipline comes into play, and can Texas get to the top of the mountaintop? We've already talked to our guy, Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman, got his thoughts on the season and what he's heard so far from Coach Sark and the players. We also found out there's a new QB, QB1. K1 is the quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. And do we not talk enough about the talent, which is Caleb Williams for the Chicago Bears? We'll talk about the Dallas Cowboys in just a moment. In the next segment, we'll hear from Joel Klatt, not actually from him, but we will talk about his rankings and where the Horns have been placed in his rankings. All right, let's get into it, because we told you there will be a special announcement that will be made at 8 a.m. Mark Henry and myself, along with our new producer, Eric, has been working hard and continuing to grow our platform. Obviously, for some of y'all that do not know, we are always on YouTube, so you can watch us. We're on Facebook. We're also on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. With the success of this show and what we've been able to do in a very, very short period of time, we were asked, hey, would you guys be open to doing a 3-hour show? Well, folks, you now get us for 3 hours. Starting August the 17th, the morning kickoff with myself and the world's strongest man, the Mark Henry, who happens to be a WWE Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
We will be starting the show starting at 6 a.m. A lot of people were asking, man, I can't listen to you guys all the time because I'm on my way in. And, well, now you get a chance to listen to us on your drive-in, taking the kids to school, and that gives us more opportunity to talk about the Houston Texans, the Texas Longhorns, all the sports in the NFL, the NBA, college football. And there's just so much we were packing in for 2 hours that they decided, hey, we're going to give you guys an extra hour. So starting Monday, August the 17th, the morning kickoff will be on air starting at 6 a.m. right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeart Radio app.
And there's a lot of University of Texas sports that we don't get to really dive into and have guests like the coaches from tennis, the coaches from soccer. We did have the coach from soccer, and like to be able to continue that conversation of the University of Texas being the flagship station for University of Texas.
Yeah, so it's an exciting time for us. We got to get up early. We're going to be up early with you. But, hey, I was in that time slot back in the day when I first got into this job with my man Chip Brown, and replacing the great late Sean Adams on the bottom line. But the morning kickoff back here starting at 6 a.m. on Monday. And that gets us all ready for Texas football season. But it also gives us a chance to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. And the Dallas Cowboys had a joint practice yesterday with the L.A. Rams. Obviously, you know, the L.A. Rams is one of the best teams that is out there. They are the prohibitive favorites to play for the championship of the Super Bowl. And some of the reports that came out yesterday was defensive standout Justin Barron. We've never talked about Justin Barron.
No.
He had 3 interceptions, 2 from one from Matthew Stafford and 2 off of Stetson Bennett. He's a 3rd string or 4th string linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys. You also saw Siobhan Revell, somebody we talked about the importance of him, made some great plays in pass coverage. The Cowboys produced more than 5 would-be sacks during that matchup. Tyler Guyton, he got hurt a little bit, but he was back out there, and he is number 1 on the depth chart as the left tackle. So the Cowboys definitely had got the best of the Los Angeles Rams yesterday, but the person who played the best yesterday just happened to be George Pickens, and Dak Prescott talked about what GP was able to do.
George is being George. That's what I expect from him. It's what he expects from himself. There's still probably a ball or two that we want to correct. One thing or another, make it a completion. I had the 1 interception and throwing it to George there, which can get cleaned up very simply. So, yeah, it's what I expect from George. He just does great things, and today was another showing of that.
Okay, I'm back on. Thanks.
He's got a lot going on over there.
Thanks. I sure appreciate it. Keeping me on.
I was off too.
Yeah. Oh, we both off?
Yeah.
Hardge, I listened to the report and laughed they said that Dak completed 7 passes in a row to CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. 7 in a row?
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, he's sharp.
And that the defense of the interceptions came out of 3 different coverages. It wasn't like they ran the same play over and over and he just kept picking the same play. He picked a tight end. He picked a tip. Well, a tip is kind of lucky, but he picked a tight end coming across the middle after a tight end screen. So, like, anytime you have a guy that can read and react and be in the right place at the right time, good things happen.
Yep. And the thing about it is, too, last year it was said that the Rams came in and dominated the Cowboys. And so, just like I talked about yesterday, after a while, you get tired of getting pushed around. You get tired of not being locked in and knowing what you're going to get when they come over there. And the beautiful thing about what happened yesterday, and a lot of people probably don't care, and I do because it's showing the leadership of this team and the mindset of it. After the scrimmage was all over, the Cowboys got on the line and started doing wind sprints at the end of it. They've been doing this the entire time, and that's something that they do on their own. It's not mandated by Schottenheimer after practice to get on the line. These guys are doing it themselves.
That's old school.
So they understand the mentality of being able to finish out games, being strong in the fourth quarter, being conditioned and mentally prepared to go out there. Look, I'm not gassing them up. I heard Colin Cowherd say that they weren't even a playoff team yesterday. Colin does not believe that the Cowboys are a playoff team with all the things that they've done. And I'm shocked. He put the New York Giants in front of him because he loves him some Hardball. But the fact still remains that just like Texas, the Cowboys can get all the hype that they want. They still got to go out there and prove that. And the steps are being taken by each of them as they continue to find out how much better this team can be as they go into the matchup this weekend against Seattle.
I'm keeping receipts.
Yeah, good.
I'm keeping receipts. Joel Klatt, yeah, you on my list. I'm keeping it.
Man, why you keep jumping at Joel, man?
Joel make me want to drive to wherever he is and do dirty.
You might want to get on a plane.
Just do bad things to him. And Colin Cowherd, you're on the list.
Damn.
Now, receipts is taken. I'm going to see you.
Like, dang.
I'm going to see you.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Anybody else want some? Y'all want some smoke? Keep talking about the Cowboys here. Here?
Yeah.
East Texas came out.
I heard that. Well, the thing that I looked at from this with the Cowboys, and obviously they were, from all the reports, they were getting great push up the middle, and that is something that they wanted to see. They wanted to see that Quinnen Williams and Kenny Clark
5 tackles
can get up the middle of the field. You think about the coverage in the secondary and what's been able to happen. Kobe Durant has been having a great camp so far. Every time I turn on or listen to somebody talking about the Cowboys, they're talking about what Kobe Durant has been able to do in that back end. My question is Christian Parker's defensive strategy genuinely ahead of schedule? Are the Cowboys defense? I mean, think about it.
They were so bad last year that they can't do nothing but go up.
Correct.
But
correct.
They have talented guys now, and speed was one of the things that they were lacking. But more than speed, they were lacking intelligence. And it's horrible to say. It's horrible to say that.
Yeah.
So now you have a guy that comes in that takes offense to his team not knowing, and he wants them to over-know. I
heard that, but I wasn't going to say nothing. I was like, I was finna Google search over-know.
I want you to over.
I was like, you said East Texas a minute ago, so
go.
I was wondering if it was still.
Hey, I'm starting to regress.
Are you sure you're ready for 6 to 9?
I'm going back to Silsby, man.
I was trying to say, are you sure you're ready for 6 to 9?
Hey, that's what makes me special, Hart.
Very special. Very
wow. Okay. Let's go to break so I can take my belt off. Give it Michael Irvin.
Oh man. But yes, you start looking at the Cowboys, and I do believe, looking at what Christian Parker has been able to do with this defense, the personnel, again, bringing the right personnel in for what you want and understanding what you need. That's why I think, obviously you said it, this defense can't go worse. They gonna only be better. But how good can this team be when everything is hitting on all cylinders? That's the biggest question. Coming up next, we're going to figure out why Mark wants to punch Joel Klatt. And, of course, the news that we just told you. We will be going from 6 to 9 a.m. starting Monday, August the 17th. I'm so excited about it. 3 hours of the morning kickoff is going to be fun. Right here on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Fall in Texas means one thing: Texas Longhorns football. And you won't miss a snap all season long right here on 1300 The Zone.
Touchdown, Texas!
Your home for the Horns. Hook 'em.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival,
presented by Capital One,
is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 18th and 19th at T-Mobile Arena.
Stream it live on Disney Plus and Hulu. And keep listening for the next chance to win your way to be there.
The iHeartRadio Music Festival is connecting all of us. Now that you've bought your iHeartRadio Music Festival tickets, book your room at any of the MGM Resorts destinations, just steps away from the arena. Visit MGMResorts.com.
From the Lawrence and Lawrence Traffic Center.
Cleanup continues for a crash on Highway 71 at Pedernales Summit Parkway. You're a bit slower on the eastbound side of traffic. A 20-minute out-of-your drive on I-35 northbound from the 45 Southeast toll up to William Cannon Drive. And similar delays in Manor on 290 westbound. You're backed up from FM 1100 to FM 973. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com or call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
It's time to upgrade your drive with the great folks over at Covert Chevrolet in Hutto, Texas. Get a new 2026 Chevy Tahoe LS and save $5,173. That means you get a chance to take home this spacious and capable SUV your family deserves. But hurry, the offer ends August 31st. Take that short drive and visit the great folks at Covert Chevy on Highway 79 in Hutto, Texas, or shop online at covertchevyhutto.com.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Help your kid excel in math and love it at Brilliant.org.
I'm not exactly great with apologies. After our last argument, I tried saying I'm sorry about 10 different ways, and none of them worked. So I went to Smile Tunes instead. I turned our story into a soulful love song that admitted she was right. Mostly. By the second chorus, she was laughing. By the end of the song, we were ordering takeout together. Turns out a custom song says what I couldn't. Visit smiletunes.com and create a personalized song that gets you out of the doghouse in style.
No required subscriptions, no trial periods, no surprise charges, no monthly fees. iHeartRadio is different. It's 100% free. Download the iHeartRadio app now.
You know the rush when you reach that goal, when something you've worked for pays off. That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply by September 1st and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
Bubba Wallace here from 2311 Racing. On the track, my car's look is everything. But today, I'm talking about more than just paint schemes. I'm talking about my favorite games at Chumba Casino. Check out exclusives like Stampede Fury and my own King Croc Fury. It's just as wild as my car looked in Texas. With over 200 games and new ones weekly, play for free at ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
The Craig Way Show, weekdays at 2.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app. Our good friend Joel Klatt of Fox, and Fox Game Day and doing all the things, representing, came out with his poll, and he has Texas coming in that top 25. They're coming in at number 7. And his reasoning behind this is Texas still has to prove it up front. Trevor Gooseby, freak, unbelievable basketball player, good feet. But it's all the other pieces on that offensive line that need to be cleaned up. He also said that the Horns must run the ball effectively. Is that true or not, Mark? Are those true things so far? I'm going to give you the list, but can you agree with those first two?
But that's true for every team.
We talking about Texas. We ain't talking about every other team. He said Klatt believes that Texas has upgraded in both areas through the portal. So there is some positivity there. He also talked about how Arch wasn't the problem for the University of Texas. Penalties, drop passes, different things that were happening throughout the games, some of the play calling, possibly. These are things that he's saying. He said Colin Simmons is going to tear it up. He said that Texas is in those positions of need, but there is some other teams that are further along with the chemistry that they already have.
Oh, he know.
He
was there.
His top 3 teams, Oregon, Notre Dame, and Ohio State. These are all teams that have a chance to be special when it comes to this season. Mark, now's your opportunity to give your anger management version of that Joel Klatt stat line.
Joe Klatt was not there. He can listen to all the prognosticators just like we can. But he's not here in Austin. He's not on scrubbing the underbelly of news to try to find out what's good and what's not. The things that we know and have heard and have had the luxury of being able to see some of it is different than the account that it's a good rebuttal to everything that he's saying. And it's because of ignorance. It's because he just don't know. Not that he's mean, but you can't report the news. If you report the news, then you got to stand on it. He said 7, he's wrong.
Once again, it's a preseason poll. And you can have those types of opinion. And to your point, but nobody has played yet. Nobody's played.
Nobody's played.
So he's going off of what he has accumulated. I'm sure he's had conversations
Why are you
with
defending him?
Because you get mad at the
No, you
preseason poll.
defending him because you just like making me angry.
No. Well, that's part of it. But the truth be told is everybody's got an opinion.
There's haters. And like he has
He didn't say they weren't ranked, Mark.
No.
They're in the top 10, which is a great place to be.
He's right up there with all the SEC haters. They hate the fact that Texas and Oklahoma are now in the SEC. They hate it. Oh, that's not tradition. That's not what we're accustomed to. And both teams are actually doing well. So that they hate it. But let me tell you something. Texas is going to do something different this season. If Nick Saban says, and Kobe Smart. No, not
Kirby Smart.
Kirby Smart.
Yeah.
If they say that Texas depth looks like the teams that they had before there was a portal system, I'm going to take their advice over Joe Klatt.
But my question, okay, okay, but that's an opinion as well.
They're opinions, but
that's an opinion.
They're positive toward my Longhorns.
Those are opinions as well. So I understand it. But here's why I believe he put them at number 7. If you just looked at the schedule, if you just glanced at the schedule, Texas on 3, and this is from Tyler, that works for On 3 and Inside Texas. Tyler put this out yesterday. The new On 3 preseason poll, top 25. Ohio State is the number 1 team. Oregon is the number 2 team. Texas is the number 3 team. Georgia is 4, and Notre Dame is 5. Okay. Oklahoma is 8. Ole Miss is 9. Texas A&M is 10. LSU is 12. Tennessee is 20th. And Florida is number 25. Texas will play 7 of those top 25 teams. That is why you can look at Texas, put them where you can, and say, that is not an easy schedule. I don't care how anybody wants to look at it.
It's not. It's not easy, but the thing about it, Hardge, is these guys have their biases. I'm not having a bias against Ohio State. I don't have a bias against Oregon. I'm just telling you from the standpoint, I put Texas 4th because they have not beat Georgia. And Oregon, I still don't think that Oregon plays the competition that the SEC plays.
They're in the Big Ten. Big Ten has won the national championship the last 3 years.
Yeah, but it's top heavy. They're playing, they got 4 teams that are good. The SEC's got like 10. And every week you got a war. So that's the reasoning behind my thought process. But the whole thing about Joe Klatt is more about the fact that they cast judgment. It's not just the putting them Texas 7th. It's the way that they talk about Texas. Well, they're not proven. They came over from this conference to this, and they make it about a conference thing. It's almost like there's no real good analogy for what he's doing.
Well, I'm gonna give you his top 6 teams. Okay, he's got Oregon, Notre Dame, Ohio State, the U, Indiana, and Georgia in front of the Longhorns, followed by LSU, Oklahoma, and Michigan rounding out the top 10. Still ain't changing your mind? You put it out your mind?
Bye. Bye, Felicia. It's horrible.
You just not
it's
feeling
so
that.
Judgmental. Oh man, boy,
I'm gonna try to get Joel on this week.
I know somebody that's friends with him. I don't want to talk to him personally because I might say
you had to talk to Rob Parker. You talked to Rob and you handled it great.
You know what? You're right.
Proud of
I
you.
can't be professional.
Yeah.
Let's get him.
Yeah.
Let's get him. I'm gonna reach out.
Yeah, I need this to be settled because
hold on a second.
You gotta get some oxygen to get set. Because the reality of it is, and I can see so many different scenarios for this Texas Longhorn football team, and my scenario ends up with them playing for a national championship. But there's ways that they're gonna have to go through this, and the main concern is health. Obviously, the execution of the offense being at a high level, and of course, the defensive side of the football being that aggressive, punch you in the mouth, Will Muschamp with discipline.
And you have to add in special teams.
Yeah,
hopefully
for
they
for sure.
They got like 8 linebackers over there that they're talking about look great. Use them on special teams, please.
Yeah. Like
let's try to not commit a lot of mistakes.
Well, we got a question on the StreamYard and the YouTube. It said, Mark, what has Texas done to make you feel that they should be ahead of any of those teams that are listed by Joel?
That they corrected all of the things that were negatives. And they didn't just do it by 1 or 2 things. Everything that was an issue, they rectified during the offseason. And these guys have bought into it and were conducting practices on their own. I mean, most teams did, but they worked all through the offseason. You know, my son did the same thing. He could have been here during the summer, but he stayed up there in Norman, and they had workouts.
So teams that have had success, that went in the transfer portal and did things right,
fixed it.
They did the same thing at their other programs as well. So until that happens on the field, we've got to wait and respect Joel. And what'd you say you doing? You keeping receipts, right?
Yeah.
So make sure you make your notes. Put it in your mind.
Put it in your pocket.
And make sure you hold on to them receipts. So when the expenses have got to be paid, you got the receipts ready to go.
I'm holding them tight fists right now.
He's got them. He's got them. Coming up next, we've got the world's strongest man bringing you his world's strongest take right here on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
From the Lorenz and Lorenz Traffic Center.
Your stop and go this morning over on Mopac northbound, 10 extra minutes going from Davis Lane over to Cesar Chavez. Similar slowdowns on the westbound side of Highway 71 from 130 over to I-35. And bumper-to-bumper traffic on the northbound side of I-35 where it takes 5 extra minutes going from Ben White up to 7th Street. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by LifeLock.com. Your bank may reverse a fraudulent charge, but if a thief is using your name, you need real protection. LifeLock helps remove exposed personal information and restores your identity guaranteed or your money back. Get LifeLock at LifeLock.com and use promo code ALERTS for 30% off your first year.
Hello, Austin. Marcus Kajawa here, bringing you a bank-owned Hill Country land liquidation. On Saturday, August 22nd, one of the Hill Country's finest high-fence historic ranches will be liquidated in tracts ranging from 5 to 20 acres. Come out and buy 5 acres with beautiful views for only $59,000. How about a ready-to-use cabin with a workshop on 11 acres for only $199,000? Properties include high elevation, million-dollar views, massive hardwoods, miles of creek, abundant wildlife, electric, and fiber optic internet, all with owner-to-owner financing. All properties will be liquidated. Call us now, 800-684-4611. That's 800-684-4611. If the line's busy, keep calling, 800-684-4611. That's 800-684-4611.
Longhorn Nation, the Texas women's basketball team is ready to make more history. After back-to-back Final Four appearances, Coach Vic Schaefer returns a championship contender and welcomes a loaded 2026 recruiting class featuring 5 top 25 national recruits. Be there for every big moment at Moody Center. A limited number of season tickets are available now, starting at just $100. Season tickets are the only way to guarantee your seat for every home game. Get yours today at TexasLonghorns.com/tickets. Welcome.
Scientific data proves it. Size does matter.
Oh.
Hi, this is Tom McKay with Audiovisual Consultations. The bigger and wider your television is, the better it'll please your senses. Summer is here, and the time is now to get everything tuned up and ready. New big screen TVs, projection video, indoor and outdoor surround sound, all the goodies at great prices and followed up with great service. So give us a call at 512-255-8678, 512-255-8678, or online at avconsultations.com. Hi, this is Tom McKay, owner of Audiovisual Consultations. We've been serving and assisting customers all over Texas for the last 38 years. We design, sell, and install really cool theater rooms and golf simulators, home audio systems, surveillance and controlled lighting systems, computer networks, electrical contracting, heated floors, and even motorized shades. So just give us a call at 512-255-8678, and I'll come out and assist you in making your dreams come true. Just give us a call, 512-255-8678, or online at avconsultations.com.
Every year, summer ends and the kids go back to school. This year, I'm going back too, at My Computer Career. They'll help me get the skills and certifications that can get me noticed by top employers in months, not years. Now I'm on a fast track to a high-demand IT career where the rewards can finally match my value. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. That's mycomputercareer.edu. It's never too late to go back to school.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this
weather, morning clouds, afternoon sunshine for your Wednesday, a high of 102. Tonight's low, 78. Thursday, partly cloudy, a high of 102. Tomorrow night's low in the upper 70s.
This report is sponsored by Staples. All right, it's officially the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, 20% off for teachers, and more. Check out all the deals at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
College football will hijack your weekend, ruin your sleep, and break your heart. And that's why we make the Solid Verbal College Football Show. I'm Ty Hildenbrand. He's Dan Rubenstein. Every week, we preview the games that matter and the storylines that are going to ignite your group chat.
And you can join us in the aftermath as we react to what happened, why it matters, and how the sport went completely bonkers yet again.
Download the free iHeartRadio app, search for the Solid Verbal College Football Show, and listen now.
Back to Hardge and Henry in the morning kickoff on 1300 The Zone.
You heard that beat right there. You know what that means. WWE Hall of Famer and World's Strongest Man, the Mark Henry, brings you his World's Strongest Take. Take it away, big fella.
Hardge.
Yes.
You know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for the World's Strongest Take by the World's Strongest Man. Back then, they didn't know me, but now that I'm hot, woo, they all on me.
Dang, got a little nature boy in there?
Got a little nature boy in there. Since I'm on that East Texas thing.
I got you.
Another edition of the World's Strongest Take. And through watching the inside the training camp, as well as the reports that are going on in the NFL, they have listed a lot of teams that they expect to be on point. But the one thing that I haven't heard is teams that are up in the air, that you just don't know if they're going to be able to surpass what they did last year, if they're going to go from first to worse or worse to first. And I'm going to give you my top three in each conference, in the AFC and in the National League, Football League conference. The number one, or I'll start at three. At three is the Steelers. I don't know what to expect out of Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy and what that's going to do for that franchise. And the Chargers. Everybody keeps saying that Herbert is going to change the football landscape at quarterback, and it's yet to be seen. 2 years with Hardball, we'll see. Lastly, what is going to happen? What's going to happen with the Bengals? I think this is where Joe Burrow is going to have to really exceed his expectations. He hadn't had a defense, so you can't put it all on him. But him not being healthy plays a pivotal role in that. In the NFC East, the Washington Commanders. Wow. With Jalen back, I think they're going to be fine. They added Diggs to that wide receiver room, which Diggs is getting up in age, but he's still a dog. And the Vikings. Justin Jefferson should be a top 3 wide receiver with his abilities. He's not, because of the quarterback play. They had every opportunity to keep a quarterback that ended up going to Seattle and winning. And the same thing with the Packers. The Packers, they're going to be without Micah Parsons till week 7, maybe week 8. And Hardge, my take is this. Every team that was good last year is not going to be good this year. People adjust. They come up with game plans on how to combat what they saw the year before. But then you have teams, like Houston, who should have been better, but they just fell short because of shoddy quarterback play. One thing, can flip everything. My take is this. This is going to be one of the most balanced years. You're not going to see a team jump out to 13, 14 wins. It's just not going to happen. It's too much parity in this year's level of football. What say you?
Listen, there's a lot of talent in the NFL. There's a lot of good coaches. There's a lot of good young coaches that have been finding their way up there. But you also get a chance to look at some of these players and say, are these make or break years for them? You mentioned Minnesota. Kyler Murray's playing for a contract. You think he's not going to be motivated? For sure, he's going to be locked in.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, he's so cynical that you don't even know, what he's going to be about. And that team, is Mike McCarthy going to resurrect anything out of them? Let's not forget, Mike Tomlin hadn't had a losing season as the Pittsburgh Steelers coach, and he's out. Is he going to enhance that team that much, and what is he going to do on the defensive side of the ball? There's a lot of uncertainty, but there's a lot of top-heavy teams that are out there too, our conferences. You talk about the NFC East. What is going to happen with the Commanders, bringing in Stephon Diggs, Jaden Daniels? Can he stay healthy? Did he put on enough weight? We talk about what Caleb Williams has been able to do to lose weight. What is Jaden Daniels doing to gain weight? Because he is so bendable, as they like to say. Not even flexible. He's bendable.
He's bendy.
Well, here's the thing. Don't forget, the last time they had a quarterback like Jaden Daniels was Robert Griffin III, and what ended up happening with him?
Gone.
Those are the types of moments that you continue to look at these teams, and you're like, okay, do they have enough? I still am going back to what you said the other day about the Houston Texans, and we'll talk a little bit more about the Texans because we've been Cowboy heavy, so tough. But the Texans are a scary football team.
Yeah, man.
They are a scary football team.
And they got a new center.
And DeMeco Ryans is talking about how CJ is taking another step because he's got his safety net there.
Wow.
He's got Tank Dell back as of right now. And that relationship that they have. And then you look at what's happening in Indianapolis. Yes, Jonathan Taylor got his money, but Daniel Jones is coming off of a torn Achilles and trying to get back out there.
Patrick
and
Mahomes
we all know that with your torn Achilles, you don't feel good right away.
Yeah,
you think you're back, but every time something happens, you get a little nervous about it. So we'll see. But it's an exciting football season, and everybody has optimism. Every person believes that their team has a chance until
everybody got a chance right now.
Exactly.
No games have
go
been
ahead
played.
And put your money out there. Go ahead and put something on somebody. Not gonna do it. Can't do it.
1-800-GAMBLER.
Coming up next, we'll have the final kick of the Middle of the Road Wednesday edition. Texas women's basketball schedule came out, SEC version. And we'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on that iHeartRadio app.
Hey there, Texas fans. This is the voice of the Longhorns, Craig Way, inviting you to join us for Longhorn football. We'll bring you all of the action all season long, including in-depth analysis and exclusive access to players and coaches before the opening kick and after the final whistle. And every week, we'll talk with Texas Longhorns head coach Steve Sarkisian on Longhorn Weekly. This is your exclusive source for Texas Longhorn football.
1300 The Zone, your home for the Horns.
From the Lorenz and Lorenz Traffic Center.
In San Marcos, a crash blocks off the left lane on I-35 southbound at River Ridge Parkway, causing a 15-minute backup. Delays start from Yarrington. A couple of crashes off the highway. The first one's on Palmer Lane at East Yeager, and there's also first responders on scene of an accident on Barton Creek Boulevard at Southwest Parkway. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at progressive.com or call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
It only takes one unexpected expense, a medical bill, a missed paycheck, or a broken down car to put a family at risk of losing their home. That's why the Salvation Army Austin's Day of Giving on Thursday, August 27th is so important. Every dollar raised stays right here in Central Texas, helping prevent homelessness before it starts and providing shelter, meals, and hope for families in crisis. Join us and make a difference. Give today at salvationarmyaustin.org. Together, we can restore hope.
Ice Cube's Big 3 season is heating up, and it all comes down to this. The Big 3 playoffs are coming to Dallas, Texas. The 4 best teams in the Big 3 battle it out for a spot in the championship. The action starts with the legendary Big 3 Celebrity Game. 3 games of the most physical, competitive, and nonstop 3-on-3 action. The game played the way you love. Watch live Saturday on CBS at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, and catch replays Monday on BET. Presented by iHeart.
Yay! When I beat the guys in my fantasy league, text wasn't enough. I used Smile Tunes to create a victory ballad specifically naming everyone I defeated. It was the most beautiful way to be a terrible winner. Visit SmileTunes.com and claim your ultimate victory soundtrack.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Hi guys, I'm Ken. And I'm Bella, and we are Rowdy Cowgirls from Central Texas' #1 sports bar, Rowdy Cowboy. And we love Tuesdays because it's bikinis and boots. That's right guys, every Tuesday we will be in our sexiest bikinis and our cutest boots. Come see us and enjoy ice cold beer, craft cocktails, a Texas-side menu, and 69 TVs. And every Tuesday, all Texas beers and spirits are $2 off. So saddle up and head to Rowdy Cowboy in Round Rock. Let's get rowdy off of I-35 in Round Rock. Visit us at Go Rowdy Cowboy.
Did you know Skechers makes high-performance footwear for almost every sport you play? Here's what our athletes are saying.
Hi, I'm pro basketball player OG Anunoby. I dominated Skechers basketball. Skechers delivers championship-level performance.
I'm WNBA star Jackie Young. Skechers keeps me quick, comfortable, and ready for anything.
And you can get high-performance Skechers and hands-free slip-ins technology. Just step in and perform.
I'm pro golfer Matt Fitzpatrick. I play in hands-free Skechers golf slip-ins.
Find yours at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or whatever high-performance sports shoes are sold.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE-certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. The Longhorns live here.
Man, what a day here on the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone. If you missed any parts of the show, all you got to do is get over to the podcast page, wherever you get your podcast, and check out the latest. Big story of the day, Texas. No, I'm just kidding. Big story of the day is the morning kickoff. Gets an extra hour starting on Monday. We will be on from 6 to 9 a.m. Y'all wanted more, you get more now, and you get a chance to wake up with us even earlier. For those that are driving in, that are already headed to the office, you get a chance to listen to us on your drive in starting at 6 a.m. Monday morning, August the 17th. Shout out to the kids and the parents now, and they're out your house, and now they're back at school. You can get a chance to get a reprieve, clean up a little bit, relax a little bit, as the kids will be at school today. Started today in a lot of school areas. Some don't go back until next week. But be careful out there as you're moving around. Traffic's going to be a little bit different than what you're used to. So start planning accordingly as you start to move around. I want to know this right now because Texas women's basketball gave out their new schedule, SEC schedule, home and away. And there is a lot of good movement that is happening throughout this time. Texas will start its very first SEC home game will be against the South Carolina Gamecocks. Dawn Staley comes to the Moody Center for the first SEC home game. The first game in the SEC will be December 31st against Georgia. That'll be on the road. But the first home game is the Texas Longhorns hosting South Carolina, followed by the second home game will be against the Tennessee Volunteers.
Good Lord.
They play Alabama on January the 14th at home. They get a chance to play Vanderbilt January the 17th at home. January the 28th, they play the Missouri Tigers at home. Arkansas at home on February the 8th. Texas A&M and the Cotton Holdings matchup, Lone Star Showdown, will take place on February the 14th. And their last home regular season game will be against the Florida Gators, February the 21st. Texas will have a big-time matchup every single home game, and that is why the SEC is what it is, and Coach Vic Schaefer knows that every game is going to be a dogfight.
Well, Texas is up, and they want the smoke. But I think a lot of that is what Coach Sark said, too, is you put together a schedule that's really, really rough. And when you have a schedule and you're able to go through it, it just gives you a leg up on the other teams. And you always have the potential to knock off somebody and move back up if you have a loss earlier in your season. So yeah, I'm with it. I think Coach Vic has got it all under control.
Yeah. Yeah, this is exciting time for a lot of folks. And as we talked about, today marks 24 days away from the start of the Texas football season. And Mark asked me at the beginning of the year, hey, who were some of the numbers that were 24? I told him Tom Landry. I told him Jonathan Brooks. I told him Joe Bergeron. I told him Greg Brown. But you know who else is number 24?
Who?
The roster imposter. Ron McElvey.
Oh, my God, I remember that.
Yeah, he was number 24. Texas found out that they
were
like
36
out there. They told me, Dan Neal told me the thing that threw him off was when they would walk into the field house. My man had already started his coffee. He was drinking coffee as a college player. Shout out to our guy CB for posting all these great things. Chris GB on Twitter. He has all that for you. He's got a long Twitter, but yeah, he's got all that on there. So roster imposter was number 24 for the Texas Longhorns. Special moments.
That's horrible to have on your record, too.
It definitely is.
Like, you wonder who was in organizing committee. Like, who was
in compliance?
Right, compliance.
Who was in compliance? Because we definitely were not in compliance at that time. So you start to look at this Texas football team, and I want you to hear from Arch Manning. We talked about it, 24 days away from the season, and Coach Sark talked about the leadership, Arch, and his ability to lead this team. And he talked a little trash along the way.
I think the team responds really well to Arch. You know, I think Arch loves football. He loves to practice. He loves to work. And it's funny because Arch probably talks a little more than people give him credit for outside of our building. So in practice, there's a good amount of banter that goes on. And now Arch has more confidence. He gives a little more of that banter. He gives a little more of that banter back. He and Colin were getting into it today about a screenplay, and it was all out of fun. It's nothing out of like negative. It's out of fun. But you could see that they're loving practice. They're loving to practice. But I think that starts when their quarterback loves practice, when he's having fun being out there, and you can feel those guys responding that way.
And that's what it's all about. because I've talked to Colin Simmons, I've talked to Arch. Both of those guys have great personalities. Both of those guys have the focus and the drive to be great. They give each other crap all the time. As a matter of fact, they were arguing with each other when they did the scavenger hunt.
Right, I heard.
And they got after each other, and they were trying to figure out who was truly the winner.
Because they was trying to win. They're competitive.
Exactly. And that's what you want to see, and that's what you want to hear from your quarterback, who is your leader, and your guy that is a leader and has learned to become even more of a leader in one Colin Simmons.
Take that, Joe Klatt.
He didn't say anything about the leadership.
Competitive.
They are very competitive. They are very competitive, and they are tough guys, and they're exciting. And that is why this team is getting what we talked about from the top, that number 1 in certain polls, to number 7 to number 10. I want somebody to put them at number 10 because I want to see how you react then.
Oh man, it's gonna be worse than Joe Klatt. I might even get in the car, man.
Come on, man.
Man, I ain't skipped the airport. I don't want to.
No, I need you to. I don't want you driving because you already can't sit still in the car. I've rode with you before. I already know what that's about.
I'm gonna have a good time. I'm gonna get where I'm going too.
It's gonna take a while, but we gonna get there.
Hey, listen, man. You can judge me because I drive the speed limit.
Oh man, is that what you said? That's what you call that, Miss Daisy?
Wow.
I want to thank Mark Henry. I want to thank Eric.
Pick it up.
I want to thank Ronald. And, of course, we got to thank our guy, Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman. In case you missed it, starting Monday, August the 17th, the morning kickoff will come to you starting at 6 a.m. We will be on 6 to 9 starting Monday. We're excited about it. That way we can give you all the infotainment that you could ever handle, especially after those weekends. There's a lot to cover after those weekends. And just remember this, folks, stay locked in because guess who's next? Dan Patrick, Colin Cowherd, the voice of the Texas Longhorns, Craig Way, Bucky and BK, and Round Rock Express Baseball right here on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone. Be safe out there. Kids are back at school. And just remember this, don't believe everything you see because even salt looks like sugar. Peace.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and nearly 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. Left untreated, these veins can cause tired, heavy legs, swelling, burning, cramping, aching, even restless